Oh, good. You're awake, I see. Oh, no. Don't get up. Don't worry. Don't fret. You're safe. Who am I? Let's not get into names, shall we? I'd rather not be identified. Not just for personal reasons, but for law reasons as well, as if I were identified and you somehow survived this encounter, you would be able to easily identify me to the police and tell them my name. So I'd rather not get into the whole identification thing, if that's just perfectly fine with you. But to be fair, you wouldn't have to introduce yourself anyway. I already know who you are. How do I know this? Well, it's easy to tell you, but let me just be frank here. I know you because I have been watching you. No. Stalking is not the word. I would not call it stalking. Stalking is just a very harsh and intense word meant for criminals and maniacs, psychopaths who can never have the person that they love in their life. You see, I am only one of those things. I'm not going to tell you which one. That would be absolutely insane. But enough about me. Let's just say you're in good hands. Yes, despite what I said about you possibly not surviving this encounter, you are in good hands. Why, you say? Well, simply because I am a doctor. I'm just like any normal doctor. You know, the doctors who check to see if you're mentally okay, if you're mentally stable, or if you're physically okay and physically stable. You know, all of that good stuff. But, and I know you were looking for that, but I do have certain practices that I do on some patients. Yes, I do have those, what's the word? See, here is the problem with being a doctor of my caliber, my standards. I do these fantastic works that people see as wrong or as horrible or inhumane. People have said about my work, which is completely false. I mean, before I do anything with the patient, I at least talk to them first. I have that much of human decency. Anyway, back to the point. The problem with what people call my work is that they like to call them experiments. They are not experiments, even though I do have the goal or the gain to see what happens, and I am studying a certain topic of discussion. The topic? I like you. You show a lot of interest in my work, which I very much appreciate. A lot of people, when they are sitting in this chair right here, they get one track. They have a one-track mind. Just the whole, oh, who am I? Where am I? Who are you? What am I doing here? You know, all of the screams of pain. Please let me live. I have a family. Yada da 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 da. Don't we all? I honestly don't see the point in stating that you have a family when 90% of the population has a family. So I guess you can say it's trying to point to the sympathy cards and everything like that, but guaranteed it doesn't work 9 times out of 10. Why? Well, because of obvious reasons that I just stated, and because I do a fair amount of research on the patients that I bring in here, and what that research leads me to a lot of the times is that while they do have families, that is most certainly true, they often take advantage and manipulate and abuse these family members, which if they were the family person they so proclaimed, they would never, ever, ever treat their family members so bad. Isn't that correct? Ah, yes, that is a very valid question on your end. Why are you here? You treat your family with kindness, with great respect. Well, I guess you could say it's because of that reason that I decided to, I won't say snatch, but it's the reason why I thought you deserved a little visit here. You know, some people see the disappearances of my patients as a way of saying good on them for disappearing. They were douchebags anyway, which is true. But you know, this may sound weird, but as a doctor, as a caregiver in general, it of course will sound weird coming from me, but I don't care if they were douches or not. I mean, at first I did when I was first researching. I only got the baddest of the bad, the worst of the worst. But this late in the game, it's hardly a concern of mine if they were bad. Actually, you are the most normal, I can't say most normal, patient that I have had here. And I have been eyeing you for a while, you would say. Oh yes, you've been under the radar for a long time. 5 years to be exact. You see, you were one of the first patients that I thought of when I decided to start my little experiments. But I didn't want to experiment on you just yet. I wanted to make sure that what I had was feasible, so I would practice, and practice, so that I wouldn't get it wrong on you. Oh, no, darling, you don't know me. You've never met me, but I've met you plenty of times. That is correct. Oh, listen, I am terribly sorry, darling, but I'm gonna have to get this conversation. I'm gonna have to, hold it and be, stop it for a little bit. I'm just gonna tell you what you need to know for the moment so that we can get right into the experiments. Are you okay with that? Alright. I knew I picked you for the right reasons. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking to myself. Anyway, what I want to study is what emotions and physicality have going for each other. What's the correlation between the two? Of course, you can get into the more scientific spot of, it's just nerves, it's just the brain, all of that good jazz. But I don't think so. I mean, bro brilliant minds have studied this, yes, but I don't think it's just nerves. I mean, anybody has nerves, but that doesn't explain why douchebags are douchebags and saints are saints. Which reminds me, I should experiment on a saint. Well, for right now, you're the closest. But let's not get into that. Alright. So, I know you're just tired of me explaining and rambling on and on about what my studies are. So I'm just gonna get to it, okay? I just want to let you know that you might feel some tingles, per se. That's a part of the experiment. But you may also feel a little pain. So, let's get started. Sorry there, I seem to have bumped you. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just putting on some sanitizer on my hands. I'd like to start clean. Okay. So, what I'm going to do first is I am going to, simple enough, tap on your fingers. Feel your fingers. Yep. See, that feels nice, doesn't it? See, that's the part that's gonna hurt. I'm sorry. I should have gave you a warning, but warnings always do badly for me. So, how does that feel? How did that feel? You know, having broken fingers. How do you feel emotionally? You just want to go home. Oh, that's about the most intriguing one yet. Wait 1 second. Let me get my notes. Just 1, 2, go. You just want to go home? Just want to go home. I'm sorry to inform you about this, but going home isn't really... It's not gonna happen, to be frank with you. It's not gonna happen. I've been waiting years to experiment on you and to finally finish my work. You're the perfect candidate. I'm not gonna let you off the hook so easily, so why don't we just stay put and enjoy the ride? Now, that one was just hilariously funny. So, how did that make you feel, you know, when I bashed your head? Oh, so interesting. You know, you were feeling pleasures and tingles one minute, and then the next, boom, just the bash in the head. Are your emotions confused by that? Okay. Alright. Alright, so let me just write that down as well. Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me. They're not real notes. Am I a real doctor either? Oh, well, of course I am. Why you? Why you? I thought that was painfully obvious. Come now. Out of all of my targets, you're the one with the happiest life. Happier than mine. But come now, we're not gonna make this a dramatic scene where I burst into tears and just explain all of my motives to you. We're not gonna do that. No, I don't think you deserve that just yet. So, if it's completely fine with you, I'm just gonna continue torturing you. Oh. Why torture? Well, it was obvious. You've obviously blown my cover of just experiments. So, and you know, you're not gonna make it out of here alive, right? Great. You know your fate is sealed, and don't... See, I see you pulling at your restraints right now. No. Just stop. Anyway, what's on your throat can send up to 1,000 volts to your brain. And just... gone. Like that. So... while we are still under the guise of doctor experiment practices, unless you just want to completely throw that out the window. So, let's continue, shall we?